Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. As you guys can tell already, we're rocking and rolling. Starting off with the mute button, but rolling it nonetheless. Shout out to everyone watching. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett, and today's an interesting one, guys. We've got a short card, about 10 games, 11 games. So I'll tell you, I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting card because I don't have many plays on there. I've tweeted some of them out. I've got one more that I think I might make official here, but of course, want to talk it out with you guys, figure out what we're going to move on and see how the day goes. We went 3-5 yesterday, down only a unit just because, well, I wouldn't say just because, thanks to, I should say, the Cincinnati Reds winning that first five. They don't win the full game, obviously. It's a close game. But that's kind of the knife edge you play with these minus 300 fades. And we've got another one here today. My man Kyle Hentlian is excited about that game, and we will talk about it soon. That's our third game in here, so don't you worry about that, Kyle Hentlian. We will talk about it here soon. Preston, shout out to you for joining us. David A. Vasquez Rodriguez, thanks for watching as well, too. We're going to get right into it because this is a big one. Almost there, guys. We're almost there. Say Hey Plays 99. Say Hey Plays 99 officially underway here as I try to, there we go, even myself out here a little bit. So we will probably make this a shorter card or a shorter show than usual. Obviously, writing solo dolo usually leads to shorter shows. We've obviously got the horse racing going on, so shout out to them. Opening day at Saratoga, I believe it is. So go watch that as well. We also had the Walking Dead and all those guys. So shout out to everyone on Pub Sports Radio as always. First game on our slate, we talked about it on Betting with the Bag. Kyle Wright and the Atlanta Braves versus the Washington Nationals here. And my old friend Anibal Sanchez here. And my old friend Anibal Sanchez is right because he was one of the main guys on Team Venezuela for the 2021 Olympic run. He was the ace. I pitched pretty well, too. It was kind of surprising to see. And AA or AAA this year, he's pitched well his last two appearances. So 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them earned, 3 Ks, 3 walks. And then before then, 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, and 3 walks there. Nationals against righties, though, 76 weighted runs created plus is 26th best in the lead. While the Braves are, they come off losing that series to the Mets, but they're still a wagon. Fifth against righties, 135 weighted runs created plus. So I had to pass on this one. Minus 240, obviously really expensive if you want to play it. But I had to move on ultimately. So pass game here for me. Shout out to Roger that. Rocco Rogers. Big Show picks. Kyle Hentlian. And obviously Paco Healy joining us. Rocco, of course, I am here. Of course, don't you worry about that, Rocco. I'm all right, Roger. That can't complain. Let's talk about your Yankees. Actually, speaking of them, they clipped me yesterday. Went on a walk-off wild pitch. It was frustrating or whatever. I'm glad I got the first 5 in at least. Would obviously like both. But though the plus 1.5-2 record, if you guys keep that stat, it's been a good record too against them. So this was ultimately another pass game for me because this definitely feels like, with the money actually going towards the Reds too, this feels like the game that the Yankees kind of like break out and smack around Luis Castillo, even though he's, actively trying to get traded, obviously. And this would be a great start going to that cause. If he pitches well here today, will the Yankees, have that bias and be like, well, he pitched well against us, let's take him so no one else can have him. Just a bunch of different factors here. Just a prove-it start for Luis Castillo. He's been pitching well. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 1 walk against Shane McClanahan and the Rays. So honestly, I think this is a super tough game. Rocco on Nestor Ks, but he probably gets shelled because the Reds are angry. That's hilarious. I don't know what to expect from this Red squad here, but I would lean towards the Yankees bets here. They're second in weighted runs created plus this month so far. 145 weighted runs created plus against righties, while the Reds against leftiers are 22nd, 84 weighted runs created plus. So just a pass game here for me. Another one. I think today's going to be a shorter card, And for those who watch Say Hey Plays frequently, you guys know what two of my plays are already. So it's going to be an interesting game, interesting day to say the least. And I would really appreciate one of those plays hitting because we're going to talk about this game. So, Colin, I'm glad you didn't have to wait very long here because we've got Royals Blue Jays here. And obviously, the line keeps going up and up and up and up. Ron Crawford let me know that he had a minus 400 actually for the Blue Jays. I've still got minus 390 now, actually. 390 and plus 295 for the Blue Jays. And why wouldn't they? I mean, Kevin Gausman's coming back from his ankle injury. We remember him getting crushed in the ankle by that line drive here. Ugh, man, it's okay. And by the way, Rocco, of course, dude, of course, Braves game pass Jose talking about. I mean, I gotta get them in there some way or another. Kyle Hanley is going big on the Blue Jays here today. I assume Kyle Hanley, you're probably putting 3,800 to win 1,000, something like that, because that's how Kyle Hanley rolls here. And again, why wouldn't they? They're actually no. I was about to say they're second, but they're playing the. I'm trying to find the words to describe this game really because it's super tough. 7,200, by the way, for those keeping track at home. So shout out to Kyle Hanley, and that is a big boy bet right there. So I hope it cashes for you because obviously my bet size is not that big, and I'm taking the Royals' first 5 full game here. You guys know me. But, shout out to Kyle Hanley because that bet is ginormous. It makes me nervous. Well, it doesn't make me nervous. It makes me nervous for you, actually. But I believe in you. And the lineup for the fucking Royals is just so bad right now. It really looks like a AAA Omaha squad with some starters mixed in there. If you've been living under a rock, the Royals are missing 10 players due to the COVID vaccine mandate in Canada. Benintendi, Whit Merrifield, MJ Melendez, Hunter Dozier, Brad Keller, Brady Singer, Michael A. Taylor, Kyle Isbell, reliever Dylan Coleman, and catcher Cam Gallagher, too. So you're down 2 catchers. They're down 3 outfielders. Well, I guess Whit can play anywhere, but they're down 2 outfielders at least. Whit's the emotional leader of the squad. It's super tough to try to say to back the Royals here. We'll look up their confirmed lineup right now because it's just a bunch of nobodies. And truthfully, I didn't, dive deep and figure out who each guy is. But we've got Edward Olivares, Bobby Witt, Vinny Pasquantino, Emmanuel Rivera, Ryan O'Hearn, Nick Prado. Nick Prado coming up. That's nice. He's one of the top prospects coming up to play first base, Nate Eaton, Nicky Lopez, and catching for them is Sebastian Rivero because now they're down to like their fourth catcher. So I ultimately, you guys know where I'm on, but it's stupid. It's stupid how high this price is. But shout out to Kyle Hanley because like I feel the same way Rocco Rogers is feeling here. I would love to cash this. I'd love to cash this, but I don't want my man Kyle Hanley losing that money. So shout out to my man Kyle Hanley in there. And Chris One, shout out to you, a new name in the chat. Appreciate you for joining and watching. Let's move on here because that game is kind of a stinker. I'll have my eye on it, of course. And I think all of us will, thinking about Kyle Hanley today as well. Boston Red Sox versus the Tampa Bay Rays here. And you guys know I'm suspended from betting the Red Sox. I don't think they're going to win today, truthfully. It would be a little bit of a surprise. They're trying to face a stave-off sweep here, a 4-game sweep off the Rays, which, oh, man, improbable. I did not expect to get 4-game swept by the Rays. And, of course, they're playing the Yankees this weekend as well. So if they get 4 games swept here, there will be a lot of pressure on that Yankees series, which ultimately might be a good thing because I fucking hate losing to the Yankees, obviously. I would lean towards an under here as well, though. I mean, 7.5. It was a 7 yesterday with Winkowski, and that kind of gave us the indication that maybe Winkowski will pitch well today. It seems like the same thing for Cutter. This Rays offense isn't very good right now, or in general, I should say. I got to get a yawn out. I've got this build up. I can't get it out. It feels like it's just right here, but it's not coming out. but they're seventh against righties, 132 weighted runs created plus. And the Red Sox offense right now is 25th, 79 weighted runs created plus. So I've been saying it the last couple of days. The Red Sox are just trying to get to the All-Star break and get a break. So I can't bet on the Red Sox, but it would be raise or pass for me here. It's a pretty cheap price, and I think it would be specifically raise first five for me. Let's check out the chat real quick. Yes, Kyle Henley, and I did take KC first five full game, but like I said, I would rather you win. It's just me following my rules of fading anyone that's minus 300 or higher. So good luck, my man. I hope you do get that cash. Detroit, Cleveland is our next game up here. Elvin Rodriguez, huh? Elvin Rodriguez versus Tristan McKenzie and minus 240. Probably the right price. Here it is. Here we go. Finally, it's out. There we go. Now I can move on. Tristan McKenzie, I think, is a great pitcher, and I truly think he's a future Cy Young, at least candidate. Maybe not on the Guardians. Maybe he can do a Shane Bieber type thing and win one there, but I think he's an excellent pitcher. His last time out was against the Kansas City Royals, 6 innings, 3 hits, no run runs, 4 Ks, 5 walks. And before that, against the Yankees in the Bronx, or no, that's at home, excuse me. 7 innings, 1 hits, no run runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. Cleveland hitting 13th against righties, 103 weighted runs created plus. I just can't take the Tigers here with Elvin Rodriguez on the bump specifically. His last appearance in the majors was on the 10th. He's been pitching okay in AAA. His last 2 appearances, he gave up 1 run in 5 innings, and then 4 and 3, or 3 and 4, I should say. So I had to pass on this game too. It's just a shitty card today, guys. I don't know what it is. And I have not looked at the Say Hey 100 card yet, and I've got a bunch of work to do for that show and the slate and that for the whole. But it's just a shit card, and I really hope tomorrow is a much, much better card as well. Marca Diakinua, he's here saying, signed Elvin by accident on fantasy needing a smart start. Thought it was Eduardo. Got to ride with the Tigers now. Mark, I have thought that same thing. Every time on ESPN I see E. Rodriguez, I'm like, what? Why? I've got the yawns. I always seem to yawn during the show. I don't know why. And I've been talking all day, and this is my fatigue zone at 4:30, I guess. But I agree with you, though. Every time I see E. Rodriguez, I get excited thinking it's Eddie Rodriguez coming back from his whatever it is now. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. He's taking some time for himself, but I really, it's weird. It's weird. It's a situation for them, but I hope he does get some good innings for you, at least for fantasy. This was actually my first year, Mark. This is my first year not doing fantasy baseball. I stopped doing fantasy baseball this year just to focus on my time capping. So yeah. So I used to be a big fantasy baseball guy. Cleveland first half for Rocco. Nasty Nate in the building. What's up, Nate? Kyle Henley loves this card. Obviously, when you've got $7,200 on a fucking one game, you got to love the card, or at least that game. So shout out to you, Kyle Henley and Nate. Not applicable. I do need some uppers, apparently. I do need some uppers. And Mark, appreciate you watching, my man. And thank you for the kind words. I'm going to have my own little thank you, when you get your Academy Awards, thanks for this person, I'll have my thank you session at the end of this show, because I don't want to do it during Say Hey 100, and but I will thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Next game on our slate here, I don't know if it's an underrated series, but it's 2 heavyweights going at it here. The Cardinals have been tailed off recently. Their World Series, or not World Series, I should actually, thinking about that, Dennis Garcia, I believe, moved on the Cardinals World Series prices, and I obviously have them to make the playoffs. They're a perennial powerhouse, or historical powerhouse, I should say. Shout out to Gas Station Sushi. Last 10, they're 4-6, but they've made these games a series. A great comeback from the Dodgers yesterday. Kind of just doing what the Dodgers do. If you took the Dodgers live, congratulations there. That's awesome. But I think I would rather pass on this game. The Cardinals aren't what they used to be against lefties anymore. I don't know what happened for them to stop hitting lefties so well. Maybe someone that watches the Cardinals every day and knows better can let us know. But They're third against righties are the Dodgers, 143 weighted runs created plus. So, man. And Turnsey, I'm sorry. Turnsey, I apologize. Kyle has $7,800 on the Blue Jays today, and that's what he's on, Nasty Nate. When you put that much money on a bet, like I'm nervous for you. My hands are sweating. I'm slowly becoming Jimmy the Bag. I don't sleep. My hands are sweaty. I talk fast now. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how that stuff happens. But I appreciate you, Turnsey, as always, my man. And Turnsey is the person that DMs me the most about my action and stuff. And I like living and dying with you, Turnsey. And it's lovely. When I remember Turnsey in the middle of the Reds game when they blew that lead, we both thought it was over for them, and they came back. So shout out to Turnsey, my guy. Dakota Hudson versus Tyler Anderson in this game. Phillies last time out for Hudson, and he pitched really well. 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. He got touched up a little bit by the Braves, which makes a whole lot of sense to me. Anderson has been pretty steady all year. He kind of had a bump last time against the Cubs, but 7 innings, 3 earned runs there. I'd take that every day from Tyler Anderson. Again, this was just totally unexpected. Is the other shoe going to drop on his season? I don't think so, actually. Just like we'll talk about this next game with this other older, crafty pitcher, but I think he's just going to keep pitching this well all year, and it's pretty surprising to see and say out loud, truthfully. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 2 walks the time before his Cubs starts against the Padres. You can't really talk shit about it. And he is a little worse on the road, but not worse enough for me to be truly on, like, I should say truly just like betting on him here. I would lean towards the Dodgers here, I guess, but I just can't bet it confidently. Derek Pata asking, he says, "Tell me you like the Yankees and Dodgers to win today. I'm about to bet my left long on it." I'll tell you, Derek, you definitely won't get the better odds on it. But if our man Kyle Hintley's putting $7,000+ on the Blue Jays, I guess the Blue Jays are a parlay piece. But you know me, I am going to be on the Royals, or I am on the Royals at least. I agree with Kyle here saying, I don't know, the line is weird, and Rocco saying, I don't know why the Dodgers line is dropping, but, I don't want to bet on the Dodgers here, just truthfully. Maybe it's the Busch Stadium, and I think the Cardinals are a good enough team that plus 134 is pretty good price for them, but the bullpen blowing up yesterday and everything just has me completely off this game. All right, next game, and I mentioned him earlier. I kind of hinted at him. Johnny Cueto and his performance this year, I guess, along with Sonny Gray, because he's been pitching well, but I don't understand how Johnny Cueto is doing this. Really, he's kind of turned back the time machine. 8 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 5 Ks, no walks. Obviously against the Tigers, so take that with a grain of salt. Sorry, Big Show, but that's still a great performance no matter what, especially with how old he is, how done we all thought that he was. And the funny part about it is that truly the White Sox should just trade Johnny Cueto, and they wouldn't get anything, of value to help them in the short term. But like, he's pitching so well, and this White Sox team, though they're still in the hunt, obviously, so you can't count him out like I have and am. It's just, I think he's a good quality pitcher. They'll keep pitching well this whole year, I think. Maybe the second half he'll start tailing off a little more, but it's shocking to see. And the same kind of thing goes for Sonny Gray too. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks against Texas at Texas, and he had a bad inning there. And I think I'd rather just bet on the bounce back here. But minus 165 is super juiced. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago now when these teams first started going against each other, and I was betting the Twins every time because I said the Twins, I think, are just a better ball club here. Kind of what I'm feeling here today as well. I really think the Twins are the better ball club. Minus 165 is a tough price, obviously. Yeah, I'm looking at the first 5 minus a half here at minus 120. I don't feel that confidence with Sonny Gray. I think with probably any other pitcher in this rotation, I would take them here minus a half first 5. But I will probably end up just staying off here, unfortunately. Like I said, today is not my favorite card that's ever been put on paper before. I don't know if it's a pitching matchup combination. It's a line thing as well. But it's just a strange thing there. Eric Jones likes the over 8.5. I'd like that as well. I think 8.5 is a good number to bet the over on, and I think I say that because I have an over 8.5 as well on a later game in this card. So we'll see here as well. So pass game for me here. Pass game for me. I'd lean towards the Twins first five minus a half, but I wanted nothing to do with this game. Mets versus the Cubs. Next time out, Cookie Carrasco and Keegan Thompson. And a lot of people were burned on the Cubs these last couple of days, me included. I took them last 2 days. I think I took them first five 2 days ago. They lose, and I think it was pretty ugly. And they lose again yesterday when I take their team total over 4. They only score 1 run. Just fucking gross. But Jimmy the Bags, Sports Insights, full line value on the Chicago Cubs here today. Shout out to B Lab, who is tracking the Sports Insights numbers for last month. I think it was last month or maybe 2 months ago now, but saw they were winning record up like 3 or 4 units. So I trust Sports Insights here, and I'm going to trust them with my Cubs money here. First five money line, at plus 105 for me. Let me double check that actually, because it might be plus or minus 105. Yes, it is plus 105. So that's good. You're getting plus money there. Cookie Carrasco, I obviously think he's a good pitcher, hopefully a future pitcher for Team Venezuela in the Baseball World Classic. But he does have his bumps in the road. Let's pull up his I've got my man Angel Zerpa's fan graphs up, which is hilarious. Let's pull up Carlos Carrasco's home road splits real quick, because I am a little interested to see if there's any discrepancy there as well. But this is a Cubs spot for me. Definitely a big discrepancy, actually. A 3.59 ERA at home at 57 and 2/3 innings pitched, and 35 and a third innings pitched on the road. He's got a 6.11 ERA, does Mr. Carlos Carrasco. And of course, as is tradition with Wrigley Field is one of the few parks that I actually care about the win factor here. I'm not on a team total or anything, so that makes me feel a little better about it. But it's blowing in 9-mile-an-hour winds in 75% humidity as well. So the ball might be flying a little better, but that wind will knock it down. And that's probably why you see such a low total at 7.5 here, juiced the over. But still, it's a Cubs spot for me. First five money line plus 105 here for me. Let me see what you guys are on as well. Leroy Flood on Cubs Mets. Under here, Rocco saying Cubs first five, Mets full game live. Look at that. And Rocco talking to Kyle Hillian about the weird Dodgers line. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It moved towards them or moved away from the Dodgers, I should say. It's just, I don't know. And I think it did the same thing yesterday, too, with Gonsolin. So I'll say, obviously line movement, it's not the end all be all. I was on two spots yesterday with line movement towards them, and it didn't end up working out for me. So always keep cautious, but it's something definitely to keep an eye on, and it's definitely very, very helpful. So that's all I've got for Mets Cubs. Like I said, first five money line. Next game, Mariners Rangers, and this one right here is the over 8.5. I've got the over 8.5 here. Both teams hitting top 5 against lefties in this month. The Mariners against lefties. This is obviously a short sample size, but the number is ridiculous. 208 weighted runs created plus against lefties. That's clearly first. Small sample size, whatever, but they're seeing them well right now. And Martin Perez, 6 earned runs last time out against the Minnesota Twins. Will he come back and pitch well today? I'm not sure, but the Rangers are fourth respectfully as well. 139 weighted runs created plus for this month against lefties. So I think both these pitchers can get touched up a little bit here. I don't really believe in the Rangers bullpen, obviously, even though it might. Let me double check that as well. Because I do remember someone, I don't remember if it was Peter or Connor or who it was, that said that the Rangers bullpen has been pitching better as of late. But, obviously everyone, I would say not everyone, but teams go through hot stretches with their bullpens. And if it's like a top 5, top 10 bullpen, why would I want to? Maybe I should just focus the first 5. But right now in the month, they're 8th worst, 4.50 ERA. So, Yeah, I'll stick with my full game over 8.5. I believe in them, and I wouldn't hate Ty France props either today. Because Corey Seager got picked over him, and George, or no, it's I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's still not in the playoff or in the All Star game essentially. So maybe a little anger, maybe a little motivation there. So Ty France props for me as well would be a lean, but over 8.5. And shout out, and I'll say this every time I mention props too. Big shout out to Sharpie and the Balking Dead. He does a great job every day, just like I do. He won't fellatio himself about 100 straight days like I will. So I'll do it for him. Shout out to Sharpie. He's doing a great job. He's a killer on the prop market, much better capper than I am, and he's just a stud. He's just an absolute stud. So shout out to my guy Sharpie. Next game, and we've only got two more left here. I kind of felt like this would be like a 30-minute show, and then I'll thank everyone real quick at the end of the show who helps me do the show, and all you guys, obviously. And if you're not interested in that dick sucking fest, you guys can leave, obviously. But I'll give my say hey plays after the fact, so stick around for that. Astros versus the Angels here, and this was my spot. This is the last spot that I have not made official yet, and I wanted to talk it out with everyone first here. Not applicable on Houston money line here. I wanted to take Houston as well after losing yesterday. Kind of a disappointing. I don't know if it's a disappointing spot for me. It's just a bad bet, I guess, because Ohtani has been pitching so well. He's trying to win the Cy Young Award this year. And he fucking definitely might. I remember saying earlier in the beginning of the year that MVP Ohtani last year. Now that psycho, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to go for the Cy Young, and he's going out there, and I fucking love it. I fucking love it so much. But he dominated the Astros yesterday, and I kind of think that Framber does the same thing here against the Angels here. I was thinking of a first five. Minus a half at minus 125. Obviously, super fucking juice, and I don't love taking those juice lines, especially at minus 125. Or I take the full game run line, minus 110, minus 1.5, obviously. Would love to hear what you guys in the chat have to say about it. I'll break down Reed Detmers real quick, but please let me know what you guys are on in this game. Like I said, I'm deciding between first five or full game run lines. So Reed Detmers, 2-3 with a 4.22 ERA this year. We obviously remember his no-hitter. That's kind of what his claim to fame is right now. And he's kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if he's kind of trying to escape that thing. He wants to be just an overall good pitcher now. At Baltimore, his last time out, 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. And that's tough to do to the Baltimore Orioles right now. And he's a lefty, obviously. So it makes everything a little more complicated, a little more difficult to deal with him. Kansas City Royals, last time before the Orioles start, 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 6 Ks, 2 walks, 2 home runs allowed there for Reed. I don't have the utmost faith in Reed. I think he get touched up by this Astros team easily. His first start this year was against the Astros. It was a pretty good start, but I kind of threw it out just because of how early it was, different lineup, no Yordan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And no Yordan is kind of why I'm hesitant to make this bet. Truthfully, the offense, I don't know if it's there. It's just it's worrisome. It's scary. I don't know whatever word you want to put on it. But Astros run line minus 1.5, minus 110 is kind of the lean here, I guess. I'm not going to make it official yet. It probably will be by the end of the show here. But that is my play, my lean of the day, I guess you want to call it. Astros minus 1.5, and it'll be interesting. Viral video, definitely hit me up on Twitter at Jose Bouquett. Sometimes I don't see everyone's messages all the way because obviously sometimes I have a lot of Twitter notifications, but definitely do follow me on Twitter at Jose Bouquett and DM me some stuff if you want to talk. I can't always talk, but we'll try. And I forgot. I completely forgot. I'm such a fucking buffoon. I had this sitting beside me. I was going to put it on during the show or for the whole show, actually. But at least let's get into it now. For a little say hey 100 action for you. There we go. And it kind of messes up. It gets messed up in the green screen, but it doesn't matter. We're still riding. We're still rocking. Last game on our slate, and this is the other spot with full line value on the San Francisco Giants. Let me double check actually if it was the San Francisco. I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, it was. Giants here minus 110 each way. And this was a tough game. This was a really, really good game, a tough game to try to bet on with two of the most elite pitchers we've got in majors this year. Corbin Burns, technically reigning, defending AL Cy Young or no NL Cy Young winner. Um, minus 115, first five each way. You get a three first five. Either way, minus 115 for the over and under. This game is just split right down the middle for me. I I only would take the Giants here based off of Sports Insights line value, and I think that's really the only thing that can separate these squads. Against lefties, the Brewers are 20th, 92 weighted runs created plus, while the Giants against righties this month are 27th, 75 weighted runs created plus. Man, it's just so tough. It's so tough, and it's brutal. Turnsy, is this the 100th show? Your counter says 99. No, it's the 99th show. That's why the counter says 99. But the 100th show is tomorrow. Don't you worry. It'll be a lovely, spectacular extravaganza. All right. So, like I said, a quick 30 minutes here. We're breaking down a shorter card, a little cathartic say hey plays by myself. First, before I break into the say hey plays of the day here for July 14th, we'll give a sponsor because they've been a sponsor for, I don't know if it's been 99 shows, but a sponsor for a while. I don't shout them out as much as I should, but of course, shout out to our guys at Dr. Squatch. Go to their website. The link should be in our description right now. Go to our website and go check out their website and check out their soaps. You can get a subscription. The Galaxy bundle is still available. I'm still on my Mars bar, guys. Remember, I got it a while back, and I'm still using the same bar. I promise you guys, I shower. It's just those bars of soap. They last very often. So you sign up for those subscriptions. They're great. They smell good and everything all in between. By the way, shout out to Not Applicable, who is talking to Helga here. Jose is known for quickies. Sign Helga. Factual statements. Factual statements. And Turnsy thought the wig was a celebration for today. No, the wigs we're just vibing, Turnsy. We're just vibing. Solo show. Sometimes you gotta change up the look. We're feeling it. Cheshire Cat likes the look. I can feel it. But before we get into the plays, like I mentioned, I would like to shout out everyone that makes this show possible. Meaning, I do all the graphics and all that stuff. So shout out to me. But you guys in the chat, if it weren't for you guys watching the show day in day out, I wouldn't have a show. I will be transparent. There were people in Pub Sports Radio that had their doubts. They were like, I don't know if Jose should host a show. What experience does he have? Can he do a baseball show? Is he going to be a good capper, et cetera, et cetera? Is he just a producer? And I'm glad that you guys had the faith in me to watch the show every day, to come in, put stuff in the chat, and share your plays and everything. So shout out to you guys. You guys make the show possible, and without you guys, I absolutely would not have a show. So thank you guys for watching all 99 shows up until this point. And if you haven't been watching all 99, at least you watched some of them and you're here now. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. And of course, whenever we see each other, whether that be at a Publipalooza, out in the streets somewhere, or at a baseball game, definitely come up to me, say hello, say you're a Say Hey watcher, and you're definitely a friend and a Pub Sports Radio ahead for life. So thank you guys for the very much helping me on Say Hey Play 99s, and thank you for dealing with all my bullshit, all my weirdness. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I've got all my hot takes. I'm a fucking Red Sox fan that makes me insufferable for a lot of people, but of course, thank you guys as always for watching. All right, so after that, and I'll say it again tomorrow as well, but this one was, of course, I wanted this one to be a little more intimate, just us talking, me and you guys, just how we do it. Official plays for the 14th. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We've got 5 plays, short card. It's going to be interesting. People have asked a couple times what Kyle's play is. I'll tell it right now. Kyle is on the Toronto Blue Jays. He's taking the money line, I'm pretty sure. He's got $7,800 to win like $1,800, something like that. So Kyle Haley making giant bets on the Blue Jays today. And rightfully so. I mean, they're playing a AAA team, so especially, and they have a new manager bounce too. So there's a lot of factors there. But I say that to say that I'm on the Royals money line at plus 290 and Royals first five money line at plus 250. I would love the best case scenario for me and Kyle Hanley and Kansas City Royals win the first five, and then the Blue Jays come back and win a full game. That will be fantastic. Right there for both of us. Seattle, Texas Rangers over 8.5 at minus 115. I like both those offenses today. I think they get to the lefties. The Chicago Cubs first five money line at plus 105 for me. And officially, I am going to move on the Astros here. I'm an Astros money line or run line, Astros run line minus 1.5 at minus 110 for me. Official, all five of those plays. Turnsey giving me a nice compliment here, saying, I believe you're up more units than anyone publicly at Pub4 Street publicly. I don't know if that's true. Sharpie is doing also a fantastic job. I wish I could keep up with Sharpie's action and show more often, but I'm usually doing my show or my show or apparently the horses or something like that today. So I can't always watch Sharpie, but he's doing a great job too. Went 3-5 yesterday, down 1 unit, but we're still at 284 and 274, up 17.15 units on the year. And by the way, if anyone ever wants to see the my spreadsheet so you can see all the bets yourself and see how that stuff works, you can always DM me as well. Jimmy taught me to be transparent here, and I am nothing but transparent as always. If you want to DM me questions, comments, concerns, anything that might make the show better, just definitely let me know as always. And I'll say this, two quick plugs before we get out of here. One, go watch the horse racing guys right now in Saratoga. They're doing their thing. You're not a horse racing bettor. I'm still on the show. I jump on. It's just fun to hang out with the guys, bullshit. You can get some big scores in horse racing at small prices, Excuse me. But you can go on the show and wrong finger, Jose. That's funny. You can go on the show and make some money there with a little amount of money betting it. It's a fun time betting the horses. And if you have any questions, obviously, about betting them, you can ask there. It's a safe space. They won't treat you like an idiot because sports or horse handicapping is a difficult thing and is a new thing for a lot of people. Secondly, Say Hey plays 100. I guess I have three things. Secondly, Say Hey plays 100 tomorrow, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. We're going to have a cast of characters. I'll let you guys know now. For those people that watch this one, I'll tell you guys who's going to be on here. I'm going to have Dabby Cab on there. A debut. I also have Dutch Boy Fresh on there as well. Dutch is going to join Cabby. So it'll be a little daily sesh action. I wanted them together. It'll be fun. Connor Mack joining us, of course. I think my man Andrew Santangelo, going to join us for a little bit as well. Big Ragu, Jimmy the Bag, my guy Jeremy, who you guys remember, a fatter version of me, joining us. Dami Gunn, the Spin Doc, Seamus, and Donnie Rightside, all going to be joining us tomorrow. We're all going to be, or I guess they're all going to be kind of rotating out. It's going to be fun. I have not looked at the cards for tomorrow, so I don't know how many games there are even tomorrow. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Say Hey 99 officially in the books here. It's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Without you guys, this show is simply not possible. Again, people had their doubts, and people like Chip Plyler, Paco Healy, the Gas Station Report, not applicable. Alex Gagnon, Chief, all you guys, Fireside, Turnsey. You guys all made it possible for me to stay on this show and to ride it out, even with my nonsense that I do on the show, wearing wigs, being drunk sometimes, all this good stuff. So it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be great. Thanks for the congratulations. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I'm going to go do work on it right now. Catch me on the horse racing later as well. Going to do some horse racing. Going to do a shot actually on the horse racing stream. So I'm going to do a shot over there, and it's going to be a fun time. Say hey, everyone on Twitter. My name's Jose Bouquett, And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Say Hey 100.